Analysis of modern lifestyles reveals a stark trend. The average person now spends 93% of their day indoors. These hours are largely confined to controlled artificial environments, workplaces, shopping centers, and classrooms that isolate us from the outside world. This isolation makes a weekend trip to a national park or an afternoon at the beach our only meaningful outlets for engaging with nature. Biophilic design offers a way to bring the emotional and physical benefits of those natural landscapes directly into the home. In 1984, biologist Edward O. Wilson defined biophilia as our innate biological urge to affiliate with other forms of life. Biophilic design is achieved through repeated structural engagement with the environment, rather than isolated decorative choices. To reach that level of connection, we must apply 7 core principles to the home. Principle 1 is light and air. Utilizing operable windows and skylights allows you to track the movement of the sun and the shifting seasons. This unsealed architecture provides a sensory link to weather patterns. You can hear rain on the roof and smell the change in the air as a storm approaches. Principle 2 covers vegetation. The data shows that a single, isolated houseplant has a negligible effect on air quality or stress reduction. To trigger real biophilic benefits, you must build a dense ecosystem. This requires constructing internal and external landscapes using local indigenous flora. Treating vegetation as a structural system rather than an ornament reduces human stress while providing functional habitats for local wildlife. Principle 3 is water. The movement and sound of running water are proven to relieve psychological stress. Effective integration avoids artificial fountains in favor of natural ponds or architectural framing that connects the interior to a nearby lake or river. Coordinating these complex sensory elements requires a methodical approach to the design process. Millenote provides a digital workspace for organizing these ideas. It allows you to collect mood boards, earthy color schemes, and project checklists in one infinite online space. Once the plan is organized, a platform like ambiture.com connects you with professional biophilic and landscape designers to translate that digital blueprint into a physical reality. This workflow bridges the gap between creative inspiration and technical expertise needed for a successful build. Principle 4 focuses on materials. Raw stone and timber provide a warmth and tactile depth that machine-made materials like plastic and chrome lack. These materials should be paired with a palette of subdued browns, greens, and blues. Because biophilia relies on authenticity, real timber is a requirement. Synthetic laminates break the connection. Principle 5 is patina. While many homeowners aim to keep a building in a pristine, unchanging state, biophilic design embraces the natural aging process. This is most visible in exterior timber. Over time, exposure to the forces of nature causes the wood to weather into a beautiful, protective silver. Choosing materials that reflect the passage of time allows the home to evolve in sync with its inhabitants. Principle 6 is the architectural footprint. Building a smaller home reduces the volume of resources required and minimizes the disruption to the surrounding land. A more efficient indoor layout creates space for functional courtyards, blurring the line between the house and the outdoors. Principle 7 is the relationship to place. True biophilic architecture is rooted in its specific ecological and cultural geography. This traditional Japanese home demonstrates an identity built around local resources, with a thatched roof and open walls that integrate directly with the water system. By contrast, this Danish vernacular home uses heavy timber framing and specific construction methods suited for the survival of its local climate. Ignoring indigenous flora and weather patterns of your location strips a home of its biophilic connection. These 7 principles demonstrate that nature is the basis for a healthy life. Applying them at scale, from individual homes to the suburbs and cities that surround them, is the necessary shift in how we build human habitats. A single window looking out at a tree provides a view, but a meaningful impact requires a systemic relationship with the environment. When these principles are combined, you experience a fully integrated ecosystem where natural light and shadow move through a living interior. Reconnecting with nature is the baseline requirement for a healthy life. Begin by planning your layout, collaborating with professionals, and building a home that breathes.